Nice, and we are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, new viewers. I sent a link out to a bunch of people that followed me on Twitter recently that it's probably not going to like the show. This is not a professionally produced show. This is not slick or new. It's low tech and as cheaply done as it can be possibly done. To everybody that's already in the audience, welcome back, guys. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got a lot of stuff going on this week. We've had some really interesting developments. So get cozy, get a drink, do what you need to do. I'm gonna be drinking. I've actually already been drinking, but we're gonna drink a little more because really, what is the point of doing this if you're not alcohol fueled? Empty glass. Gonna get some ice. Gonna get some ouzo. Gonna get this thing moving. Gonna get this party started. Probably amongst the best news of the week is that Jonathan Pohl got a job in Kyrgyzstan, which I believe he's taking. So he is no longer unemployed. He will be employed in the country where his family lives, where he's currently right now, and celebrating. I think he just celebrated the birthday of his daughter for the first time in 3 years with her. So big plus. Although a lot of his followers on social media are like, hey, your content you haven't been putting out a lot of content lately. I'm like, dude, do you not have any sense of priorities? But no, the answer is no, they don't. People on social media have like no sense of priorities. Like, entertain me, show me something to entertain me, or what else? Am I going to go? If I can't eat popcorn and watch this, I'm not interested. As if you imagine yourselves as the audience is much more important than you really are. There are people, the boomers, Gen X people like myself, and Pohl is Gen X, who still have a sense of priority, which is not social media first. I know that's hard for you guys to believe, really hard for you to believe, but it's actually true. There are, social media, you fit it in when you can fit it in. Like I do this show, sometimes Sundays, sometimes Mondays, whatever. We do it when we can get it done, and that varies on my work schedule and a ton of other fucking things. These days, Monday's my day off, and I weirdly found myself, because I no longer own motorcycles, and I'm not going to buy a motorcycle, even though I probably could. I'm not going to get into motorcycling. I can't find any ammo to shoot. So I'm like, all right, what do? I'll just wake up and just exercise until everything fucking hurts all day. And I wake up the next morning like sore from my neck to my fucking ankles. It's particularly on Sunday when I think like it's like an all day recovery day. I'm like, I'll just fucking just destroy myself Monday morning. You know what I mean? And that's going to be my idea of fun, because I don't have to work for 10, 12, or 14 hours. So what the fuck? You know what I mean? I can just sit around all day and do nothing. Whatever, like basic stuff, go to the supermarket, whatever, and do nothing. I don't have to concentrate heavily on anything. So that's where we are today. Title of tonight's stream, somewhere down here, Nolo Contendre, a Latin phrase most often used in court proceedings or legal proceedings, which means no contest. And ultimately, that's where a lot of people want to be, particularly on social media. They don't want anyone to contest their views. They don't want any disagreement. They don't want to be pressured in any way. They want to get up there. They want to present their whatever ideas they have, and they want, I guess, endless positive feedback. You're unlikely to get that for a number of reasons, but that is most certainly going to be more and more difficult as we go forward, because if you've looked at a lot of stuff that's going on right now, and there's some great shit going on. We're going to talk about the Bitcoin pump. We're going to talk about a bunch of other things that's in the news and how it relates to Bitcoin, how it relates to what's coming in the future, at least what I think is coming in the future, and it's how you need to a clear way to think about things. lot of times, and anyway, I don't know if there's new people here, if there's not new people here. I can't see in the corner like how many viewers we got. I have been probably as big a jerk as anyone else, and maybe bigger. You know what I mean? But whatever. I do what I do, and I try to. At the end of the day, I see this for what it is. It's free social media. If it entertains you, great. If it informs you, great. If not, you can click on another channel, right? You know what I mean? If you're unhappy with anything I'm doing, write me a self-addressed stamp letter, and I will send you double your money back. What you paid for the show, right? So that's it. It's no contest. I'm not going to argue that this is great social media, or this is important, or this is not important. It is what it is, right? You feel like tuning in, great. If not, whatever. Go watch puppy videos or whatever the fuck you do. Whatever you want to do. There is a whole tons of crazy shit going on, and some of it I find hilarious, and at the same time I find it really frightening, because the 2020s have begun, and I think they're going to make the 1920s look tame by comparison. Like no contest, Nolo Contendre. You have governments are cracking down worldwide in an insane way. If you follow me on Twitter, recently I posted a couple of videos. One on Saturday night of two FBI guys. And I know there were feds because I'm at Newark Airport and there's Port Authority cops all over the place. And there's these two guys, one's in like in a Mets jersey and the other one, I can't remember. And they had like one of those spy cameras with the telephoto lens that's fucking big. And they're in Terminal C, right? There's only 3 terminals in Newark, A, B, and C. They're in Terminal C on this portico level up at the top. You have these vent pipes. And they're pointing this spy camera over to next Terminal B, which is to my right, to the right. Anyway, I'm like, what are these guys doing? And I'm like, why aren't the cops grabbing them up? And I'm like, oh wait, they must be cops. Wait, they're not just regular cops. They must be feds. And they're pretending to take pictures of the El Al flights, which leave from Terminal B, the international terminal. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've seen this before. So it's like 6 or 8 weeks ago. The feds at a different airport pretending to take pictures of airplanes with these big, gigantic telephoto lens cameras, like 70s spy movies, 80s spy movies cameras. And your mind always runs towards like nefarious purposes. Like you think spy movie shit. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? And then you realize these guys aren't even taking pictures because, I mean, if you've got that high-end camera, right? These super high-end Nikon fucking cameras with the telephoto lenses, you want to take super good pictures, right? You don't want to be holding it like this, like there's this freestanding, off the shoulder. Like that's not the way the paparazzi does it. The people who take pictures that get paid big money to take pictures of Justin Bieber drinking lemonade in Los Angeles or whatever the fuck he does. Like they have those lenses, right? But there's a metal stick, like a bipod or a monopod that holds the lens steady, so they can get right on Justin Bieber or fucking J-Lo, whatever the fuck they're taking pictures of, right? So these guys they're just freehand, and the fucking lenses are all over the place. Like they're just pretending to take pictures. They're probably not even filming the cameras. So, and I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? And I saw it Saturday night, and I was about like 10:30ish, and I was tired and worked all day. It was a hot day. And it didn't occur to me until I woke up the next day. I was like, oh, what they're doing is what's called security theater, right? The people who run the country, who really run the world, the small hats, as we all know, they're anxious when their airplanes take off from major airports. So they're screaming like, do something, And the feds have to respond some way. The Friday before, I'm in the cargo office, and there was an African dude. I don't know who he was. I don't know because I know a couple of them. I know them. I don't know their names. I know their faces. I know this guy's from Nigeria. That guy's from Ghana. Whatever. I know them. I know them to say hi. I'm not palsy-walsy with them. Anyway, this guy's got a minivan. He's got these three uh, plastic and steel containers called cryo shippers that they use to ship donation tissue. You know, somebody dies, they cut out like big arteries from their legs and stuff that can be transplanted into other people, and they put them in this thing and they freeze it up and they ship it and they can go around the world and go wherever. This guy's got three of them in his truck and he's trying to unload them and get them on a flight. And then Port Authority police come at 5 o'clock in the afternoon at fucking Newark, and they start writing this guy a ticket. Like they've mostly been leaving us alone the last few months, and all of a sudden they're on a ticket blitz on fucking Friday at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, this guy tried to talk his way out of it. Obviously they're not having it. So whatever, he eats the ticket and that's that. I don't know if his company pays for it or part of it or whatever. Most of these guys don't understand how to write that shit off in their taxes, but whatever. So I'm like, what the fuck are Port Authority busting our balls like guys who ship stuff out on airplanes on Friday at fucking 5 o'clock? That's crazy. And then Saturday night, I see the guys with the telephoto lenses. And then Sunday, and I took video of this, there's like literally a platoon of federal troops come in from, I don't know where the fuck they came in from. And they get loaded on buses at the same terminal. And then they're like real. They're not like New Jersey National Guard. They're legit. They're all young, fit, fucking high, tight haircuts, you know, and with their camo stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's two buses over where there's usually employee buses for Newark Airport. And I'm like, the fuck is going on? And I'm like, well, FBI guys last night, tickets on Friday from the Port Authority cops. FBI guys on Saturday night pretending to take pictures. Like, what the fuck is this? It's security theater, right? They're looking like they're doing something. So the people that run the show, the central bankers, the small hats, the Wall Street guys, the European socialists, whatever you want to call them, you know what I mean? The kosher crowd, they're like losing their fucking minds at this point. Why? Because the Delta variant of COVID, because the PCR test that is cranked up to 100 and it should be at like 3, you know, so there's 1 million cases, and you have a group of people whom believe that God created them, chose them to be the special people, and everyone else was born to be their slave, and you were born to hew wood and draw water for them while they sit and eat. So you have a bunch of fat, lazy people. Their entire life, they do zero of anything. Like, you know, they don't do sports. They don't go out in the sun. They don't whatever. They have every health problem associated with a caloric excess lifestyle. You know what I mean? And then this particular variation of SARS, which is a variation of the flu, is perhaps more dangerous to them than anyone else. And they want it stopped, but they don't want the borders closed, and they don't want, you know, they still want another 1 million low-wage workers to come in, and they can't sort this out. But their fear is spooling up out of control. They're afraid of something which 85% of the people that have it don't know they have it. 99.7% of the people who do have it survive it. But these people are screaming like, you know, make it vanish, make it disappear. They're fighting an invisible enemy, which is all in their heads. And they're screaming at the top of their lungs, and all their Shabbos Goy are fucking doing whatever they need to do. So if the FBI needs to send 2 guys out to pretend to take pictures of an airplane as security, then that's what they're going to do. If they need to call in the National Guard to walk around Newark Airport with fucking empty ARs and empty fucking Glock 19s in drop-leg holsters like they used to do in LaGuardia. I used to see them do that in LaGuardia. Then that's what they're going to do. They're going to do security theater. This is what they're going to do. What else are you going to fucking do, right? Yes, boss, I'll do something, boss. And you got to make it look like you're doing something. So, and this level of insanity, particularly like this I just saw this on Twitter. Andrew Cuomo saying, we're going to send people into everywhere who haven't had the vax and pull them out of the house and drive them to where they're going to get the vax. Say what, motherfucker? Like, this may work in Albany, but This is not going to work. Listen to me. This is not going to work on Albany Avenue in Brownsville, New York. It's not going to work in East New York or Harlem or the Bronx or a lot of or Hollis, Queens or Jamaica, Queens. Who do you think you're going to send door to door to knock on people's doors with a clipboard in the fucking hood? In the hood with no body armor. You better get those National Guard troops to fucking back them up. This is fucking insanity. This insane overreach, which is not going to work. Whoever is responsible for checking checking the clipboard, Governor Cuomo, I can see from my clipboard that everyone in the Bronx has had COVID vax. You know what I mean? I can tell without getting in my car. Like, they're these huge apartment buildings. They're like, they're whatever, like 17 stories, and there's 10 of them all packed together, and no one in there is white. You know what I mean? And they're all psycho people who have no jobs and are on welfare. What do you think you're going to do to them? Like, what do you think you're going to force them to do? This is going to be fucking insane. It's going to be hilarious when these people start getting killed, raped, murdered. They're going to get carjacked. It's going to be like, this is the emptiest of fucking threats that the state can make. Cuomo trying to win re-election, trying to make sure he doesn't get kicked out in November. So he's cozying up to the power structure that he was cozying up to before, which pushed everybody into the nursing homes, which caused the death of all everybody's grandma. How do you think this is going to work? You know what I mean? And when the cases keep skyrocketing, you know what I mean? Like, white people, they'll be like, yeah, okay, we'll go. We'll get vaxxed again. We'll get vaxxed the second, third, fifth, 10th time. You know what I mean? Except the cases will be going through the roof because no one's going to dare go into the projects and knock on fucking LaQuisha's door when her son's in the fucking Crips or the Bloods or the fucking whatever, and like say you're coming with us down to get a fucking shot. That ain't going to happen. You're going to get shot. You're really going to get shot, like for reals. And it's like I'm watching this like it's just like if I wrote this in a script, it would be the most fucking insane thing. But they think they can pull this off, and I'm like, yeah. The movie, the remake of Mad Max movie, Fury Road, which I didn't see. I saw the original one way back in the day, but I don't know. I saw like clips on YouTube of Fury Road, Mad Max, Fury Road, Mad Max, whatever the recent one. Let me tell you, the ghettos of New York, of Philly, of Baltimore, of Chicago. Are you fucking kidding me? Going to make Fury Road look like Swan Lake. I swear to God. I fucking swear to God. This is going to people like me who are as deeply cynical as you could be, who understand how all this has to be wiped away and will be wiped away. People like me understand what's coming. I can reasonably extrapolate, from what I know, because I'm pretty much a street guy. I wasn't born that way, but that's the way I am now. I understand what these, like, who are you going to send? National Institute of Health? Like, who are you going to send? I can't wait to fucking see this. I cannot wait to see this. And then the lunatics, understanding as I do, and I think I have reasonable understanding of the insanity of the our financial elite, of the 1%, right? I think I understand them reasonably well and how crazy they are. And as they scream ever more loudly to do more, it's going to be a fucking shit show, the likes of which you've never seen. The end result is going to be by the middle of the 2020s, no one's going to listen to the government at fucking all for anything and become ungovernable. Yeah, that's going to come true, and you're not going to like what that looks like. And even if you're looking at it on your smartphone, you're going to see things wilder and wilder and more insane than you've ever seen before. More horrible, more gut-wrenching than you've ever seen before. And you're not going to want to leave your own fucking home. And it's going to be super bad. Anyway, that's that. Okay, so let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we are as of the start of the show. I think we're at 37.3 or 400. So big pump from like last Wednesday, we were at 30,000. We're up like 25% in 7 days. What the fuck is going on? The fuck is up with the coin? What's going on? Okay, so let's do some stuff. Let's show off my high tech boomer skills. Right? We got to find out what's happening and try to why it's happening. Right? So here we go. Here's my man. Right. Do I have to click add to stream? There we go. To all my froggy friends, let's take a look. Let's find out. You know what I mean? Let's get interested and let us see what there is to see. Everyone is probably aware. I was like 3/4 of a dick or like 9/10 of a dick in the last couple of weeks, but saying that, you know, the best form of human governance, of human government or governance, is decentralized governance or democracy. And there's a lot of people that subscribe to this channel that don't really like democracy, which I find hilarious because democracy. Hey, Tom Anderson, welcome to the show. Thank God you showed up before midnight. I can't believe you're up this early. You know what I mean? I must have woke you up. I don't know what alarm woke you up, but welcome to the show. So I've said that decentralized problem solving is the best form of human governance, and the problem with this was identified by Aristotle in 350 BC, in that the oligarchs or the wealthy corrupt democracy and turned it into something it shouldn't be, right? And that the oligarchy tends to run towards tyranny, and then there has to be a violent physical revolution. Then the democracy gets reset all over again. And I pointed out that, and I'm playing with the dates here, right? I'm not being super exact. In 490 BC, when the Greeks beat the shit out of the fucking Persians at Marathon, specifically the Athenians, not the Greeks, the democracy people, the Athenians beat back the Persian invasion at Marathon. This was like the first time that that democracy entered the world stage, and democracy would eventually slay all of the previous forms of governance, which were god kings or pharaohs or tribal chieftains or whatever you want to call it. And that today, democracy covers the globe, like it or not. And you can argue that democracy is not real democracy. The central banks fuck it up. It's the illusion of democracy. But democracy as an idea is so powerful that even in whatever strongman Russia, where Putin rules as an oligarch, whatever you want to call it, they need at least the illusion of democracy. Because if you don't have that, you're going to have big troubles. So democracy as a form of governance is the dominant form of governance on the planet Earth. And there's a reason for that. And the reason why is because decentralized problem solving solves more problems more quickly than anything else. You can like it or you can live with it. Okay? So, what's going on? What does this have to do with Bitcoin? Bitcoin is decentralized money. Okay? And so the problem with democracy, as Aristotle outlined it, was that the oligarchs or the rich take control of things and they fuck it up. Well, the reason why they can take control of things is because there's a treasury, a government treasury, where everyone pays their taxes into. And then, you know, there's an enormous pile of money and people are incentivized to do things that are not in the public interest. And guess what? You know, everybody steals from the treasury. They come up with their pet projects. They feed money to their friends, which help elect them, and blah, 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 blah. You can imagine all of the problems that have been outlined by people smarter than me, more detailed than me, more organized than me. You understand what it is. Well, when there's a decentralized money, it's very difficult for anyone to steal it, right? So government, governance, whatever you want to call it, is going to have to change radically in order to stay funded. Why? Because on the planet Earth right now, there are 84 central banks, all of which are controlled or heavily influenced by the Rothschilds. So with a central power structure, sending out, marching orders to 84 central banks around the world, and the order of the day is devalue the currency, zero interest, print, money print to go burr. This is going to end up in a global Weimar condition or global hyperinflation condition, which honestly no one's ever seen before. Germany had it, Hungary had it, Zimbabwe currently has it. But it's never happened around the world all at once. And what's going to happen? We need to pay attention. Now, on what was the date? May 16th. Bitcoin started crashing, and it crashed up until recently July 25th. So I've mentioned this. Hold on, let me stop. I got to go share something else. Let's talk about let's talk about this. This is a great one. This is outstanding. Right before early May, right? CNBC had this headline: China's Bitcoin mining is threatening its climate change targets. And the date on this is April 8th, 2017. So about a month before Bitcoin crashed. Bitcoin's on its way up. It's pumping. And at the time, about 53% of Bitcoin mining on the planet Earth was done inside China. This story, and I'm sure there was other things behind the scenes, comes out, and Bitcoin bad. Bitcoin's going to boil the oceans. This is an issue. Well, then something else happened. Let's do share screen again. Here we go. All right. Let's see if it comes up. All right. Shows up. Okay. All of a sudden, on July 20th, 1 month after China officially bans Bitcoin mining, CNBC has this story. Now, Bitcoin mining is illegal in China. All the Chinese miners are leaving China. They're going to Canada. They're going to America. They're going to El Salvador. They're going to a bunch of different places. But all of a sudden, Bitcoin mining isn't nearly as bad as the environment as it used to be. What changed in 2 months? What, I ask you, changed in 2 months? What fucking indeed, right? So I think history is going to record this comically. I don't know if the QAnon people are going to be into history, but someone's going to say the freedom money of Bitcoin was taken from China and brought to America so that we could all be free. Somebody's going to try to pitch that in the future. It's complete bullshit. Wall Street wants to control Bitcoin because they know it's enormously valuable and they want to control it. I don't know how the fuck the NSA and the CIA convinced the chinks to fucking slit the throat of Bitcoin mining, but it was the dumbest fucking thing the Chinese have ever done. The Chinese are literally zero. They've never led in anything. Okay, paper money, right? The idea of paper money, okay, comes from the Chinese. Marco Polo brought that to Italy way back in the day, in 1284, whenever the fuck it was. Okay, the Chinese invented paper money, never created an economy from it. Chinese discovered gunpowder, the formula for gunpowder, never fucking developed weapons from it. Oh, well, the Chinese invented the abacus, okay? The counting machine, the first mechanical computer, never fucking did anything with it. There are individual Chinese that are brilliant people, you know what I mean, that are capable of innovation, that are capable of world-changing discoveries. However, their culture crushes the individual. And by crushing the individual, you crush paper money. And they also had movable type. They would have wooden blocks with all the Chinese characters carved into them, and they could just fucking, they could print books this fucking fast. But you know what? Nobody ever learned to read, and they had no fucking, they did not have widespread literacy. So they had 4 gigantic fucking inventions, right? That would have given them absolute fucking world dominance, but they failed to capitalize on all 4 of those fucking inventions because their culture is a god king culture. The god emperor, whatever, the rising sun comes over the fucking asshole of the Zheng Xiaoping and of the blah 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 fucking dynasty. It's all fucking bullshit, right? I am the king. I am everything. I am a living god on this fucking earth, and you are all less than nothing. Literally, like when you go into fucking the forbidden city, right? You know, the people aren't allowed into their own city that they fucking built. Then you have to go see the fucking emperor, and you have to bash your fucking head against the fucking concrete 3 times as you enter the room, and then you crawl up to where the fucking guy is. You give him the fucking message. He says, yeah, okay, fine. Then you have to bash your head literally against the ground 3 fucking times and crawl backwards out of the fucking room. This is not a fucking efficient culture, okay? This is not a winning culture. I don't give a fuck what, you can love the Chinese, you can hate the fucking Chinese. I don't give a shit. But an objective fucking view is Chinese culture is a fucking loser culture. And it probably wasn't super difficult for fucking Wall Street to convince these guys, listen, Bitcoin's like a danger to your fucking centralized command and control. You should ban it, you know? And for anybody that's been in Bitcoin or studied the history of Bitcoin for a number of years, China, which was always a center of Bitcoin mining, was always about to ban. And there was a story they were going to ban this the next week or next month or whatever they're going to ban. And the FUD of China banning Bitcoin went on for years and years. So nobody ever believed it. When it just happened a couple of months ago, people were like, what, it really happened this time? Like, really? You know what I mean? They cried wolf 1,000 times, but they finally did it. So, okay. So China bans Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin drops from 64 to 30, blah, 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 blah. Richard Spencer predicts $20,000. A bunch of, the Scott Minerd guy from BlackRock predicts $20,000. A bunch of other guys are predicting mid-20s or high 20s Bitcoin. What happens? Bitcoin, I think, touched a low of 28.8 and then hung in the low 30s. Where are we now? Here's one person, though. There's one person I've mentioned this person before. There's one person who just fucking happened. Well, let's show it because I'm already here. I'm like the problem with my fucking. Let's do this. How's that look? Let's see how that looks. I'm very. I read my notebook that I make my extensive show notes in before the show. I've gotten to the end of the notebook, so I'm scribbling on the back pages. I don't know what the fuck how well this is going to work out. Everybody remember our girl? She's up here in the corner. And it's our girl, the astrology girl, the red-haired. She's probably Jewish. She works for the NSA or the CIA or some combination of both with Goldman Sachs. Here's a tweet. She tweeted on January 22nd of this year. BTC, May 16th to July 25th. Fucking take note. And then she wrote, what did she write? Let me look at this. Wait, come on. What am I doing? I meant to do this. Confident enough to consider pinning it. Okay. So what does this mean? How does Astrology Girl know that Bitcoin is going to tank on May 16th and recover on July 25th? How does she know it 5 months before it happens? How? Oh, how? Is it the movement of the planets? Is it the fact that Mercury is retrograde? Has Capricorn entered into, Virgo Is Jupiter sextile the moon? What the fuck? I don't know. So how does this chick know this? You know how this chick knows this? Because she works for a combination of the NSA and the CIA, and they are looking to take control of Bitcoin and fuck with your fucking head. By the way, she has over 100,000 followers on Twitter. 100K followers on Twitter, 1 million followers on Instagram. But we all know that Instagram, nobody on Instagram has any fucking money. Let's click that twice. Okay. So here's another thing. This is the type of shit she posts. This is like 3/4 of what she posts on Twitter. Right? Let's see what shows up on the screen. So we're gonna make it bigger. There she is. She posts this full moon empty heart. So this is what I titled this: Corral the Simps, right? And all you thirsty fucking losers who can't get laid and want a hot astrology girlfriend with no morals or whatever the fuck. She posts this and then she posted other dumb shit. This chick is 100% an operative. I swear to I don't know. It's the CIA, Department of Justice, NSA. I don't know. There was that guy. I don't know what the fuck his name is. I should have grabbed this picture off the internet. Confessions of an Economic Hitman. He claimed he worked for a joint operation between NSA and CIA to enslave the world financially, right? To go where he would went around to all world governments. He would make them an offer that they couldn't refuse, essentially. Not quite an offer you can't refuse, but a really good offer where the ruling families or the top people in X country would make enormous sums of money by allowing American multinational corporations to come into your country, take over your natural resources, and you would get, a portion of their profits forever and ever and ever. Whether you had oil or you had gold or you had whatever, this guy would say, listen, go along with us and you'll be rich for generations, you, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, or defy us and America will, decide you are an illegitimate regime and we will bomb the fucking shit out of you because Al-Qaeda, there's 2 Al-Qaeda guys around the corner who have, half a firecracker and a fucking bottle of whiskey. So that's what this guy, Confessions of an Economic Hitman guy, talked about. And if you type in YouTube Confessions of an Economic Hitman, you'll see this guy's TED Talk. You only need to listen. Jesus Christ. Don't start drinking in the afternoon before you stream. You only need to listen for about the first 2 or 3 minutes of this guy's TED Talk to get an understanding of what he's talking about, okay? And this chick, like I pointed out before, she is 100% a fucking 100% spook from top to bottom, in and out. Probably she's almost certainly Jewish or part Jewish, you know what I mean? And whatever. She lives in Manhattan and probably down in the Bowery. I see the videos she makes, and every now and then I have to come from LaGuardia through, like I have to go through over the Williamsburg Bridge, along Delancey Street and cut like left to right downtown. And I remember Delancey Street, like from back in the day. A friend of mine who was at the punk rock in the 80s, there used to be a bar in Manhattan called Downtown Beirut, which was like a real dive bar. But there was like a million dive bars back then. And my friend was like, oh, this is a great fucking place. He was like a punk rock guy, and I looked like me. And I'm like, what the fuck am I even doing here? But whatever. It was a cool name. Downtown Beirut was a cool name for a bar. But and I passed by that area as you go from the Williamsburg Bridge, across downtown Manhattan, a left and a right, right and a left. You go along Watts to fucking the Holland Tunnel, and you go to the Holland Tunnel, and you make it to get it to Jersey, where I live now. Okay. Look at this. Okay. Tom Anderson wigging out in the chat. Okay. China is winning now. China is not winning now. Tom Anderson, oh man, you're so wrong. Richard Spencer is not as intelligent as he thinks he is. Yeah, that's for sure. He's a fat fucking homosexual without bariatric surgery and TRT, and the CIA telling him to marry that Russian chick, um, would be hanging around some fucking San Francisco bathhouse right now. Yes, that girl is sexy, but so is the Chinese girl that wears green. So is the Brazilian girl that wears yellow. Whatever your body type, whatever your facial type is, the whole idea is this is the way it works. Okay, this is the future of finance and governance. The the investment houses and the intelligence agencies are going to come together, and it's going to be this: attract the simps, corral the simps, milk the simps. That's the three-stage fucking plan for world dominance as far as they're concerned. Okay, and everyone's going to bend the knee. My favorite fucking guy. Blah 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 blah. Okay, this guy. This is not really my guy, but we'll say he's my guy. People are going to say he's my guy. All right, this is my buddy. He's not my buddy. You have to understand that in like 1895 or 1859, I don't know when the fuck it was, the United States government actually ran out of money. The federal government actually ran out of money, and J.P. Morgan literally loaned the U.S. federal government $1 billion. Kuchalango, hey, how's it going, bro? Welcome to the show. So this is a recent tweet. In 2017, J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon said that employees trading Bitcoin, even if you did it in your private account, would be fired because they were stupid. In 2021, JP Morgan will allow clients to access crypto funds, becoming the first big bank to do so. Now, JP Morgan is 100% one of the banks involved in the Federal Reserve because, like I said earlier, in like 1859 or I don't know, the 1800s, the federal government ran out of money and they needed money, and they borrowed $1 billion from JP Morgan when there was a living JP Morgan. Okay. So, and Jamie Dimon, it's Diamond, not Diamond. It's not Jewish, it's Greek. It's like short for Diamondopolis. By the way, the most hated CEO on Wall Street. Why? Because he's a scumbag? No, they're all scumbags. The only reason why he's the most hated CEO on Wall Street is because he's not Jewish. But anyway, Jamie Dimon, who's publicly said his own daughter owns at least three Bitcoins. So a funny thing, when he would trash Bitcoin publicly, and he was talking about his own daughter, but he got all fatherly and full of emotion, and he said, my daughter said she owns 3 Bitcoins. He just had to say that at the conference, and to me, kind of humanized him. I'm not saying he's a good guy. He's not a good guy. He's a cantillionaire. Him and his family and all his friends are recipients of the current fiat system, which is horrific and corrupt. But yeah, you know what? At least he's not pulling out his dick and fucking masturbating during a Zoom conference, right? But he don't give a fuck what you say about him or what anybody says about him, okay? So that's JP Morgan, all right? Let's stop sharing that. JP Morgan has bent the knee. Everyone will bend the knee, including this fucking mental case. So it's popular on Bitcoin Twitter. Let's jack this up a little closer. Come on. Okay. It's popular on Bitcoin Twitter to look at recent films as like guides to life and whatever. One of the movies that people love is a movie called The Big Short, which I've never seen, by the way. I've never seen The Big Short, but they have the guy who played Batman. Fuck is his name? Christopher Bale? Christian Bale. Christian Bale? I think that's his name. Christian Bale. Plays what is supposed to be like an autistic numbers guy who knows that the 2008 housing crash is going to happen based on numbers shit and blah, 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 blah. And he's like having phone calls with Goldman Sachs, and he, like whatever, Goldman Sachs almost bends the knee to him. I don't know what the fuck it is, but whatever. Okay. Let me see. I don't want to remove that. No, I don't want to remove that. Put that back. Put that back. What am I doing? I'm clicking the wrong button. All right. It says, let me go back. I can't read. I can't even fucking read this whole thing. Big Short investor Michael Burry deleted his Twitter profile again, days after warning of a massive bubble and epic market crash. The date on this is June 22nd, 2021. June 22nd, 2021, right? So this guy one time was right and made a lot of money, and he just keeps repeating the same shit. All these guys are one-horse ponies. They're one-trick ponies. One-horse ponies. They're one-trick ponies. They figured they're smart guys. I'm not saying they're not smart guys. One time they got it right. One fucking time they got it right, and that's all they can ever think of. Their mind is filled with the one time they actually fucking got it right. And they're obsessed with that. They think it's going to happen again and again and again. Well, guess what, Mr. Blurry? It's not going to happen again and again and again, right? Yes, there's a massive bubble. Yes, there will be an epic market crash, but it's going to be tomorrow, all right? Like I said, if you look where I circled the date of this story is June 22nd, last month, at June 22nd at 7:21 p.m. When I tell you, and I'm trying to remind you, that Bitcoin is rules, not rulers, okay? To slay your fucking heroes. Your innate fucking desire for a God King, for a perfect leader who's going to bring you to the fucking promised land, for a Moses or whatever the fuck it is, that is delusional. And there are delusional people who will try and fulfill that role. And they're not good at it. They're really not good at it. Michael Burry, whatever the fuck the guy's name is, who made a shit ton of money in 2008, has probably lost money every fucking year since 2008. He just keeps repeating the same thing. It's all going to crash. It's all going to crash. He was right once. He's been wrong 13 times since. Kill your fucking heroes. Kill your fucking heroes. Kill your fucking heroes. You got to stop believing that the Savior's going to fucking bring you out of this. It's not going to happen. It's not going to fucking happen. There's no God King. There's no Pharaoh. There's no autistic Hitler genius or whatever the fuck you think is going to fucking happen. You're fucking delusional. When I tell you that decentralized money, which is Bitcoin, combined with decentralized governance is going to maximize human freedom, I'm correct and you're fucking wrong. You know why? Because I've been wrong 100 fucking times, and I know I've been wrong, and I got to start fucking all over again, right? The thing with me, luckily for me, being at the social level I'm at, is you have to look at yourself and fucking fix it yourself. You know what I mean? When someone tells you you can't go home until this is over, then you can't go home until this is finished. You have to figure out a way to make it fucking work. And then that process of here's what I think is going to work. Shit, it didn't work. Double down. Shit, it didn't work. Triple down. Shit, it didn't work. All right, fuck. What do we do different? How do we fix this? How do I fix this mindset? Is a mindset that comes from being on the fucking lower end, not the upper end. When you're the fucking king, when you're Michael Blurry, the fucking autistic genius that they made a Hollywood movie about, who keeps predicting doom and gloom like a lot of other people have, you were right once. But right now, the money printer going brrr, and it's going to work until it stops working. When it's going to stop working, I don't fucking know. I'm not an astrologer. I'm not like a hot boob chick, you know, with friends all over the world taking pictures saying my heart is empty. Ooh, right? I'm not here to corral the fucking simps. I'll tell you shit you don't want to hear. I'll insult you to your fucking face. I'll tell you the uncomfortable fucking truths you need to fucking know. And you can fucking ignore me. You can downvote the fucking stream. I don't give a shit. I look at what I'm doing and I try to make the best choices I can make for myself. All right. In the meantime, I got some spare fucking energy. I got some fucking ouzo. You know what I mean? I got the day off. I'll try to fucking give a heads up to people like, hey, watch out over there. Look at this fucking thing. It's a bad thing. Avoid it. Okay. If I can be helpful in that regard, good for me. You know what I mean? But if you choose to be an asshole, then you choose to be a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? If you want to say, well, whatever, make up whatever excuse you want to fucking make up. But Marin, the astrology chick, knew the exact day Bitcoin was going to dump and knew the exact day that it was going to fucking pump. How did she know that? It's fucking an op, okay? And if you look at the people I follow on Twitter, all these Bitcoin people, they would list how many times the shorts or the bears would get liquidated. $30 million, $100 million. Today or this morning, $1 billion of short contracts got liquidated on various different exchanges. Bybit, Deribit, there are different ones, Binance. Who can afford to lose $1 billion? Earlier in the week, it was $111 million. Who could afford to lose that kind of money? What individual? Not Jeff Bezos, not fucking, what's that twat, Elon Musk. They can't afford to lose that kind of money. They shit themselves if they lose 10 cents. Believe me when I tell you. Jeff Bezos fucking cries tears of blood if he loses $13. I swear to fucking God. He thinks he curls up in a fucking ball and cries for his fucking mommy. The stock price goes like this. The only people who can afford to lose $1 billion, $111 million, $37 million in shorts on Bitcoin or anything are nation states. Nation states. BlackRock, backed by the Federal Reserve. They're the ones that have been fucking with Bitcoin since the dates that let's show the girl again, right? Get this fucking autistic fucking retard who never worked a day in his life. Get him the fuck off the screen. Let's show you how astrology. Wait a minute, that's the wrong fucking one. You fucking dummy. That's not what I want. Hello. Here we go. This is the one we want. Let me remind you, this chick who claims that astrology rules fucking Bitcoin, right? This chick, here she is. I'll fucking make it bigger. Come on. Why can I? Right? On January 22nd of 2021, she said, watch Bitcoin May 16th to July 25th. She had it exactly to the day. Do you really fucking think that the moon was in Capricorn, blah, 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 blah? Jeff Bezos is not Greek. Jeff Bezos is a Portuguese Jew. How did she know? You know how she knows? She's a fucking op. She is an op. Her goal, her fucking purpose is to stand there and attract the simps, corral the simps, and milk the simps. And you are the simps. Now, here's the funny thing. America convinced China to kill Bitcoin mining, but you know what? You fucking know what? America has literally fucking turned a dagger to its own heart because Bitcoin is going to destroy the U.S. Federal Reserve. Period. End of fucking story. It's going to destroy the Federal Reserve. That's why I say that QAnon people in the future will go, no, America freedom people will, they tricked the Chinese into bringing Bitcoin mining to America. And then we created the dollar 2.0, whatever the fuck they're going to cost. Make it bigger. Make what? Oh, yeah. All right. Hold on. I'm going to make it bigger for, why will this not get bigger? Come on, biatch. It's as big as I. Listen, Cuchalongo. Listen, Cuchalongo. As big as I can fucking make it. I'll share it again. Squint. Do you have it like a in the? Go ask your boomer grandmother for like a fucking magnifying glass or something, or get closer to the screen. Go sit closer to the TV. Put it up there again. Her name is Maren, Maren. And what is it? At Maren, Maren Altman. Maren Altman. That is her. Open with. Fairly easy to find. Just search on Twitter for Maren. Look at January 22nd, 2021, and you'll see it. It's right there on her Twitter. Tom Anderson. You don't think Jeff Bezos is Jewish? Tom Anderson, you have no idea what you're talking about. Spirit of Tobias Gooch. Who did I not? I banned a couple of people. I hit a couple of people with a ban hammer. That guy, who the fuck? Lieutenant, whatever the fuck he was calling himself. Lieutenant, whatever. I think he was like an OV guy. I think he was a cop. I'm like, I don't know, fucking like, cause he had 7 messages in a row that was like, I can't remember all the names the screen names that I've seen like on OV streams and those other fucking Fed streams. I'm like, I try to keep them in my head, but I can't remember. I can't remember them all at any given time. So I think that guy, Lieutenant, what do you call himself? Lieutenant, whatever, Lieutenant Colonel, whatever. Fuck him. He was a cop. He was a jerk. He was a jerk anyway, so I banned him. I hit him with the ban hammer. Kilgore, that's it. Yeah, Kilgore. All right, what time is it? It's only 11 o'clock. All right, listen, I got to take a break. I want to see if I can play some music during the break. I gotta fucking take a break on a BRB, except, fingers crossed, we have enough RAM or enough fucking whatever that I can play music in the meantime. So let's see how exciting this technological thing works if it doesn't work. BRB. shit. Oh, fuck, that sucked. Okay, sorry about the dead air. I only had like 90 seconds of that. Even though that's Bitcoin Pump It Up, a 10-hour remix, I did not record the entire 10 hours. But anyway, where the Greek girls at? The Greek girls are at, there are a lot of different places. They're mostly in church. Mostly in church. And you have to ask them who's their favorite saint, and pretend you know something about the fucking history of moussaka in order to get in their pants. Actually, you don't have to work that hard to get in their pants. Okay, so Marin and her friends at the NSA/CIA fucking Dollar Protection Task Force, whatever the fuck they call themselves, planned it on, and they had whatever their budget was. I don't know what their budget was, right? And they convinced the Chinese government to stop Bitcoin mining. I don't know how the fuck they did that, but it's the dumbest fucking move the Chinese ever made. But the Chinese have made some very dumb moves financially for like millennia. Like I said, they invented paper money, never capitalized on it. They invented gunpowder, never capitalized on it. They invented movable type, never capitalized on it. They invented the counting machine, they never capitalized on it. Okay, so it's probably not that difficult to fuck with their heads. We effectively did. However, America didn't do that because they wanted fucking free money and fucking genuinely free markets. The Wall Street people looked at Bitcoin and said, this is something that's valuable. Let's take control of it. So they tried to do that. They had a budget to do that. They had the entire U.S. government, and they spoofed how many fucking exchanges around the fucking world, and they did whatever the fuck they did. Okay, and how well did it work? I don't know. Like you have to go by a government standard of how well did it work. Primary goal: get Bitcoin mining away from China. That was achieved. They think that they can control Bitcoin forever and ever, and this is not going to work. They thought they could drive it. Richard Spencer said 20 grand. A bunch of other people said, Scott Miner said 25,000. Different people had specific price targets on how far they thought they could drive Bitcoin down. Now, that, like I said, they cut the Bitcoin network literally by 53%. Okay, 53% of Bitcoin mining was done in China. That was cut off like that, and the price dropped. From 64 to 30. Where, like I said, we're currently at 37. Once the op is finished, once they've spent their budget doing the shorting, like they're selling fucking high, buying low, buying put options on all these fucking exchanges around the world, on these with the different futures contracts. They did whatever they did, right? And now it's finished for the moment. Doesn't mean it's finished for the moment, okay? Bitcoin is returning to its fucking natural fucking price range, which is why it ran up 25% in 7 days, okay? What's the secret to success with Greek girls? Go to Greek festivals, and don't fucking cringe too badly when you drink this stuff. Whatever, like the secret to any girls, be confident. Say hi. Say hi. What's your name? Maria? Oh, really? Cuchilongo. I don't know what the fuck you're writing. Ululation? Tonality? You're losing me, bro. You're losing me. Clip what? I don't clip anything. Other people clip what's his name? That kid, Bad Gork Productions. I can't remember his name. Mephistopheles Ghost. He used to clip me, but he was he pledged his heart and soul to Richard Spencer. I told him it was a bad idea. He laughed at me, made fun of me. If you go to like you go search YouTube search box, Bad Gork Productions. There's video of me like super drunk telling him like, listen, kid, you love Richard Spencer. And you're like very pure-hearted, but Richard Spencer's a scumbag. I didn't say scumbag, but I was like, stop that, be wiser. And he's like mocking me, you know what I mean? Like him and all his dopey 14-year-old friends don't understand what I'm saying. And when I get drunk, I will use words like, hey, listen, you love this guy. I don't mean in a homosexual way, but I grew up where it was understood there were no homosexuals. Like, I realize everybody today is gay and every third person is half gay or whatever the fuck. I grew up in a different era. Like, we knew that such a thing existed, but it was like literally like, who the fuck knew it was over there? You know what I mean? Nobody we knew was that way, right? That was like, I don't know. It's like fucking space aliens. You know what I mean? It wasn't real. It was just a thing you said. It wasn't a real thing. So I tried to explain it to Mephistopheles Ghost, but he looked at me as like an old fucking boomer type guy who didn't understand whatever. And he mocked me. And then, of course, where did Richard Spencer go? He got a Jewish girlfriend. He took a picture in front of the rainbow flag. And then he was like riding with Biden or whatever the fuck. And I warned you, and like everybody warned this kid. He didn't want to listen. And then, whoop, there you go. So it's sometimes valuable, even if you don't like what the people who are saying it, to listen to what they have to say. When the fucking Rothschilds say, give me control of a nation's money and I care not who make its laws, you can hate the Rothschilds from the moment you fucking wake up to the moment you go to sleep at night and every minute in between. However, the statement, give me control of a nation's money and I care not who make its laws, that's worth meditating on. Is it true or is it not true? Right? And if it's true, what are the implications? Hate the guy who says it, love the guy who says it, neutral on the guy who says it. Is what this person's saying true? Is it true? And how is it true? So when you look at Marin, the astrology chick, how did she know? How did she know? Is it really the fact that Jupiter was here and not here and Venus was here and not here? That's bullshit. We all know that, right? So there's got to be another explanation. There's to be the logical explanation. Logical explanation is there are people behind the scenes with like almost unlimited money, BlackRock money, Federal Reserve money, who can, remember, the Federal Reserve is buying like $40 billion worth of fucking bonds every month to prop up the bond market. So to lose $1 billion in one day shorting fucking Bitcoin, who gives a shit? Judas Waffen. Hello, Judas Waffen. Judas Fly Chai. Oh, welcome. Welcome back. Welcome to the show. Well, I don't know what you're flying, Judas. That's good. Doesn't Waffen mean flying or airborne or something like that? Welcome to the show, bro. So understand that the people who are trying to take control of this, they don't see it for what it is. They don't understand that it's going to destroy central banking worldwide. They just, it's another product. They view China as their primary adversary. The Chinese economy being big and dynamic and blah, 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 you know, with a strong central government that they wish they had, that has powers they wish they had. They're trying to knock out the Chinese central government, but they're not seeing, they fail to see, because it's selective attention. The things they're paying attention to are not the power of Bitcoin, okay? That's just another financial thing or whatever. They don't see it as overtaking them in the same way that the pharaohs did not see the pharaohs of Egypt in fucking 490 BC, whoever the pharaoh was, I don't know who it was off the top of my head, did not look across the Mediterranean and Greece and go, hey, those Athenians are doing something that's really going to change the world. They didn't see that. They're like, whatever, those fucking Greeks are being Greek, or who fucking cares? You know what I mean? The Romans didn't see that. Like the Sicilians didn't see that. The Persians didn't see, like nobody understood what it meant. Something was happening and like, yeah, whatever, it's in the background. And now democracy rules the world. And I'm telling you, the concept, the pure concept of decentralized problem solving, not one guy to solve all problems, but many guys to solve many problems, is the best way. That's the best way. It is proven to be the best way. That idea as for solving governmental problems, the problems that are associated with money, with trade, with commerce, The way to solve that is decentralized money. I was talking with, I tweeted, whatever the fuck, like a couple of weeks ago, and Josh Neal was, I think he liked the tweet. Bitcoin, like there was something about divorce, and something about divorce, blah blah blah, and I wrote like the standard. Bitcoin fixes this. So divorce in the modern era, okay, 49% of marriages in America, in England, and Australia, and Western Europe entirely are end in divorce. 49%. You get married, you got a 50-50 shot that you're going to be alone at the end of your life as a dude. Think about this. Or a 49-51 chance. That's a 50-50 shot. That's not a very good shot, right? So like, what the fuck? And then you look deeper into the statistics of divorce, and 7 out of 10 divorces are initiated by the woman, by the female, by the wife. So how do you look at female? You look at white women as as unreliable partners. Why would you want to get married? Like, why get married? From a dude's point of view, you're going to lose half your shit. You're going to be forced to live in a rooming house on the far side of town and beg for opportunity to see your own fucking children while your wife keeps the fucking house, gets free fucking money. Like, there's every incentive for her to do this. Now, she probably had you on ABC sex to begin with, which is anniversaries, birthday, Christmas, ABC sex, right? And now she doesn't have to fucking do that. She doesn't even have to do ABC sex. She's got to convince in her head, like who, the fucking, I don't know, the Xanax convinced her, whatever. She's going to be Prince Charming and everything's going to be better. But she's a fucking stretched out fucking fat ass fucking MILF. You know what I mean? Who really isn't that interesting. You know what I mean? So she just broke up her family, exposed her children to predators, right? Children of broken families are the ones that get raped, the ones that get turned into fucking homosexuals, the ones that get fucking kidnapped. Like that's, women have enormous power, and when they wield it in a vicious fashion, in a destructive fashion, it destroys all of society. You know what I mean? And they're incentivized to do this because they're going to get free money, they're going to get the house, they're going to get everything else. Well, in the Bitcoin economy, there was a headline, should I divorce my husband, or is he hiding Bitcoin that I don't know about? Now, all of a sudden, the incentive to break the family is not so incentive anymore. Like, wait a minute. Hold on. Does he have something that I want that I can't take, that the lawyer can't take, that the courts can't take? Should I break up the family? So Bitcoin's going to fix fucking divorce, because women are going to marry dudes based on trust and what the future is going to look like, not a consumerist society. Because Bitcoin, you send it, it's gone, right? I got scammed by the NSA for 5.86 Bitcoin. That's gone. It's never coming back, right? And unless I live to be 110, and there's a Truth and Reconciliation Committee, and I get to pop people in the fucking skull and dump them in a fucking trough. That's probably not going to happen, but I'd like to think it would happen. I don't think I'm going to live to be 110. Anyway, the idea that you can throw a man out of the house, right? And for the underclass, for blacks, it's like you don't need a man. You don't need a husband, right? There's Section 8, will pay your rent. There's EBT that will buy you food. There's WIC. There's this, there's that. You don't even need a husband. The state has replaced the husband. So a woman can do whatever she wants to do. Have a kid, don't have a kid. Be monogamous, don't be monogamous. Doesn't make a difference. The government pays for everything, and that's why part of the reason why you see the behaviors you see blacks perform. Now, some of it, they're just a natural way of behaving, but government enhances that. So, and in the Caucasian community, there are a certain number of women who think I can have everything I already have: the house, the picket fence, the kids, the dog, the pool, but I don't have to fucking have sex 3 times a year, and I can pop all the Xanax I want. And yeah, why not? You know, and I can have this fantasy of Prince Charming. He's gonna come on he's gonna be in a horse, and he's gonna have shiny fucking armor and whatever. Like, it's not gonna happen, right? There's just these fucking insane Xanax popping, wine drinking MILFs that I think that are waiting for the perfect man. Meanwhile, the fucking husband, if the husband's a high end guy, if he's got a lot of money, he's banging somebody half their age. You know what I mean? So it's good for him. But for most dudes, divorce is a horror show. For most of it. And the secondary, tertiary effects are horrible throughout the culture. You have children who don't believe in their future. They're frightened. They're vulnerable. Predators fucking smell that and they just fucking glom onto it. You know what I mean? They smell blood and that's where they go. And that's where you get all those abused kids and the kidnappings and all the rest. And women go, oh, I'm trying to fulfill myself. Bitch, you're literally destroying shit. Like you are destroying all of fucking society. So, why? Because of misaligned incentives. The incentive to break up the family is strong. The incentive to keep the family together is weak. Bitcoin flips that on its fucking head. Because there's going to be no fucking free money. There's going to be no pay. No, you don't get half this guy's paycheck while he lives in a fucking rooming house and has to beg to see his own fucking children. That shit's going to fucking end. And the governmental structure which enforces that is going to fucking end because there won't be the money to pay for it. Okay? Section 8, EBT, all that stuff, all that's going to fucking end. That's going to fucking end. Is it going to end tomorrow? No, but it's going to end. Bitcoin is going to end that. That's what America has brought here from China unknowingly, what Wall Street has brought here from China unknowingly, and it's going to create a real fucking revolution like you never fucking seen before on levels you cannot currently comprehend. Now you're saying, James, you're a fucking crazy person. Okay, you want to say I'm a crazy person? Say I'm a crazy person. I don't give a fuck. By the way, you're not a psychiatrist. You're not qualified to say that. You lack the legal and medical fucking certificates to call me crazy. But what I'm saying is that decentralized governance eventually outcompeted all central government systems, god kings, pharaohs, tribal chieftains, whatever. Decentralized governance outcompeted them globally, and now decentralized governance, either symbolically or fully or 13% or 85% or whatever, rules the planet. And what I'm telling you is decentralized money, which is Bitcoin, will do the same thing, but it won't take 2,500 years. And I'm calling 2,500 years just a fucking ballpark. Everybody knows I'm playing fast and loose with the math. Decentralized money is going to do the same thing for other human incentives for men and women to get together and stay together. All right. For what you buy, what you fucking sell, when you buy, when you sell, why you buy, why you fucking sell. Who gives a shit what the Joneses fucking think? Right? I want something that's going to do X. Your opinion of me, your next door neighbor, is not as important as me maintaining this valuable thing, this wealth for my wife, my children, my grandchildren, etc., etc. The fucking sea change, the enormous fucking sea change, you can't comprehend yet. You don't see it because you're in this tiny little fucking worldview where you think some fucking savior is going to come fucking save you. No one's coming to save you. You're going to have to fucking get resourceful. You're going to have to do it your fucking self, and in a low trust or no trust environment. Most people right now are not fucking capable of living that way because you grew up in a world of counterfeit money, Zog bucks, your little green Zog bucks. They get you whatever you want. They get you the yacht. They get you the Rolls Royce. They get you the hooker with the fucking ass crack full of cocaine. They get you whatever, right? It's all about counterfeit and counterfeit fucking money. Now that real money has been invented, or better money, is the hardest money ever, has been invented, it's going to destroy the fake money. But it's going to take a little bit of time. Hopefully it'll happen by the end of my life. But between now and then, there's going to be a lot of bad shit. There's going to be a lot of fucking, look, the stuff you see on social media is going to get worse and more insane and worse and more insane. I'm not kidding you. I'm like, it's going to get to the point where you're not going to want to see it anymore. Most people are not going to want to see it anymore. It's going to be that fucking horrific. And how you interact with others is going to be very, very, very different than what you think. Very different than what you think. Bitcoin has made JP Morgan bend the knee. Bitcoin has the NSA and the CIA got fucking astrology boob girl, whatever the fuck. She ain't even that hot. She's really not even that hot. Doing whatever the fuck she does. I would follow her on Twitter. I do follow her on Twitter because I can, even when you're lying to me, I can tell what it's valuable to me. Like what you're lying to me about tells me about what you want me to believe. So I can at least go the opposite direction. You know what I mean? You want me to believe X, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. You know what I mean? Because I know you're a liar. You know, so I don't shut these people out. I don't shut these influences out. But you have to be wise in how you view what they say and be influenced correctly, which means understanding that Marin Altman on Twitter is an employee of the NSA/CIA/Goldman Sachs/whatever the fuck. And she's going to make predictions based on how the fucking moon goes around the fucking stars, and this is sextile to this is quintile, and whatever the fuck it's just a fucking. And you don't know what the fuck she's talking about. But she happened to be 100% right exactly when Bitcoin dumped and exactly when Bitcoin pumped. Why? Because it was a government program to push it down at this point and then to let off at this point and see what happens. And then everybody's going to write the reports, and then next year's budget's going to happen, and they're going to come up with new ops or the same op, whatever, and see if it works again. But central planning, central governance, monarchy, God kings does not work against decentralized governance. It's not going to work against decentralized money either. That is my fucking point. That is my worldview. Okay. If you think you have a counter argument, which is better than this, I'd love to fucking hear it. Write it in the comments below. Write a comment in the comments below, or fuck right off. You know what I mean? The reason why I go, you're all jerk offs, you're all retards, or whatever, because you don't have any ideas. Most of the ideas in your head are shit you've seen on fucking TV or whatever, some social media feed. You know what I mean? You don't even have your own fucking ideas. You don't. It's embarrassing, and you don't want to think about it. And I remember when I felt that myself years ago, when I realized that my ideas weren't really my ideas. I was a conservatard. I was a pre-programmed fucking dummy based on the shit I read and fucking talk radio and whatever. Once I stopped watching TV, once I stopped listening to the radio, and it took me a while. It took a long while to start thinking my own fucking thoughts, and then to be more discerning. Okay, read this. How much does it weigh? How much truth is there? How much not truth is there? How do I know? Look in the real world. Does it apply to the real world? Does it apply to me? Maybe it doesn't apply to me. Does it apply to others? I don't know. I'm not sure. Throw it over, until it starts looking like, okay, how does this apply to me? And most people are solipsistic. Most people are self-centered, right? That's all human beings. There's solipsistic or self-centered. So, there's some value to that, but not as much as you think. You have to go beyond that and go, all right, well, beyond me and myself, does this thing have value or does it not have value? Is it time tested? Or is it a newfangled bullshit? That's a process you have to go. You could go through. You don't have to go through. You could go through, but most people don't want to, because most people really think. And honestly, God, this is what you fucking think. All of you fucking think listen, give me the keys to the money printer, and I'll fix everything. Just like I understand. I understand, James. All right, all your crazy shit. I understand all your crazy shit. You're crazy. Just give me the keys to the money printer, and everything will be fine. Everything will be wonderful. I know I am a good person. You don't understand, James. I'm a good person, right? And I can fix things. I have a sense of what is right and wrong. I know who is good and who is not good. I know and how to fix everything. I really know how to fix fucking everything. If you would just give me the keys to the fucking money printer. Right, but here's the deal. Once you get the keys to the money printer, let's be honest. Once you get the keys to the money printer, right? You're not gonna fucking. You're just gonna print a lot of money for yourself, right? This is gonna be you. It's going into your account. This is gonna be like, hey, wait a minute. First thing I need to do. The first part of love is loving yourself, right? The first part of generosity is being generous to yourself. Just please listen to me. Give me the keys to the money printer. I can fix everything. I can fix everything. And this is solipsism, right? As soon as you fix the problems of your life, all of a sudden you realize you don't want to pay attention to any rules anymore. Like, hey, those rules that I used to have to follow, I don't have to follow no more. I can do whatever I want. Like Hunter Biden smoking crack. I don't know if you guys seen that video. Hunter Biden, there's video of Hunter Biden in some hotel room talking to his sister-in-law, and he's arguing like a crackhead. If you ever talk to a crack, I used to drive taxi cab, so I know what crackheads talk like. And he does that crackhead fucking double back on everything. You know, everything's a question bullshit. And you can hear whoever the woman is in the speakerphone, and then he just picks up the crack pipe and he just fucking hits in the crack pipe. Right there on video. It's not a still photo that could be faked. It's Hunter Biden smoking crack. So the president's son smoking crack on video. You're not going to see on Twitter. It's over on Gab. And you think, oh no, I can fix this. Listen to me, James. Listen to me, James. You're not that smart. You dropped out of high school, James. All right. You deliver boxes for a living, and you're old, by the way. You wear glasses. You're not that smart. You didn't go to college. And just give me the keys to the money printer, and I swear I can fix everything. I can fix this Hunter Biden thing. I can fix the Middle East. Just please give me the key. Listen to me. Listen, be reasonable. Give me the keys to the money printer. That's what you're thinking. That's how psychotic you are. And you think, well, I'll point to these guys and say they're fucking Jews, and they'll get scared, and they'll drop the keys to the money printer, and they'll run back to Tel Aviv or whatever. I don't know what the fuck. You think I'm delusional because I own and custody my own Bitcoin, and that I participate in a financial network that is decentralized and is worth, as of this minute, $700 billion. You think I'm crazy, but you really think that the people who run the fucking money printer are going to hand you the keys because you call them Jews to their face. I named the Jew. Well, good for you. You named the Jew. Congratulations. That doesn't mean fuck all. You're still not getting the keys to the money printer. All right? Tom Anderson says he can deadlift 500 and you believe in Bitcoin. Anderson, you better fucking post video somewhere of you pulling 500 pounds off the floor. You know what I mean? I want to see you pull 500 fucking. I seen dudes on roids like struggle to pull 405. You can deadlift 500 pounds. Listen, everybody's a superhero on the internet. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder, you see the fucking video of him? He's like hitting the fucking bag. He's like, he's moving. He's doing combos. Deontay Wilder's doing shit like he never did before. Once he gets in the ring with Tyson Fury and Tyson Fury starts fucking smashing him, Wilder's finished, like I said. Fury in less than 4. Tom Anderson. I've competed in powerlifting events before. Last one in January before the virus. It's good for you, Tom Anderson. I'm good for you that you're a competitor, that you actually are willing to go out and do the fucking thing. I'm going to scroll back in the chat, see what the fuck. All right, Judas Fly China, yes. You thought I was going to talk about the Republic? What the, like, for Christ's sake. Oy vey. Okay. Plato, Socrates, the Republic, and the Spartans. I'm going to try and do this off the top of my head based on what I can fucking remember from whatever. I point out that the Athenians beat the Persians in 490 BC. That was a really big battle, okay? The 300 movie was about Thermopylae, right? The narrow pass where the Persians attempted their first land invasion, okay? They wiped out the Spartans. They wiped out 700 dudes from Thebes and some other volunteers. If you read Herodotus, he says the Thebans were chicken or they were not brave. That's nonsense. Whatever. Okay. Sparta was considered a very strong city-state. However, was not considered a good city-state. The Spartans had a slave class called Helots or Helots, right? And who were the Helots? The Helots or the Helots, whatever you want to fucking call them, let's call them Helots, were their neighbors, the Messenians. They had enslaved their next door neighbors to be their state-owned slaves. This was considered immoral in ancient Greece. You could enslave all the barbarians you wanted, but you were not to enslave other Hellenes. The Spartans said, you know what? We're going to do what we're going to do and fuck your mother, you know? And everyone said, do we really want to fight these guys over a group we don't belong to? The Messenians? No, we don't want to do it. Okay. At Marathon, the Spartans could have showed up, but they didn't show up. They showed up at Thermopylae, which everybody makes a big deal about and they made a movie of. But then there was the whatever. Okay. They showed up when they wanted to show up, when it was convenient for them, because they were always concerned that they would be an uprising of the Messenians or the Greeks who didn't really want to be fucking slaves. They had their top tier military units, their top military guys, primarily went on like anti-slave raids. Anybody that they thought could raise up the Helots to be free, they would hunt them down and crucify them. Right? Crucifixion, very, 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 very big amongst the Spartans. Crucify the slaves all the fucking time. Crucify anybody you think that fucking like would dare to look you in the fucking eyes. Okay, and again, the point was these were not barbarians. These were the Greeks. The Spartans attempted to create Bitcoin. What the fuck are you talking about, you crazy psychopath? The Spartans attempted to create a different monetary system that was not based on gold. The Spartans had a monetary system where they had iron bars, which indicated their wealth. And they had the number of iron bars you had and that you could lift, right? Because the Spartans admired strength above everything else. Was an indication of your wealth. This was, of course, in the Iron Age. Prior to the Iron Age, they didn't have this. But they attempted to create a different system of value other than gold. It failed. By the way, it failed. Okay? The Spartans, as much as you've seen it in the movies with Gerald, what's his name, all fucking roided up, he remembered his helmet, he remembered his shield, he remembered his sword, he just forgot his body armor. He remembered the cloak. He just forgot to protect his chest and his stomach, which no Persian would ever try to stab you in the chest and stomach, right? Fucking idiots. Whatever, stupid movie. It's a historically inaccurate movie. There are some things in that film which are historically accurate, but most of it is really Jewish version of history. Okay. So the Spartans attempted to use iron bars as money or wealth to recreate the system of wealth that had started with, if you believe, Solomon of started with Croesus of Lydia, what we call today Libya, who the first man to mint gold coins in 683 BC, 638 BC, whatever. He was so rich. The first man to mint gold coins was in Libya. Lydia, they called it back then, right next to Egypt, next door to Egypt. And this took over the world, right? Gold, the quest for gold. The Spartans said, we don't want gold, we want iron. Now, what does this have to do with Plato and Socrates in the Republic? Socrates was famous for saying iron is, you can Google this, go to Google, click a fucking tab up here, open up a Google tab, and type this in the fucking search box. Iron is more valuable than gold in war. This was one of Socrates' famous sayings. Well, that implies he's very sympathetic to Sparta, and he was. He very, very much was. The Republic, which is a long conversation between Plato and a bunch of other rich dudes in Athens at some time, where they talk about the ideal city, is hyper-militaristic. Not at all like Athens. It's much more like Sparta. So Socrates was disloyal to the democracy that he was born in, raised in, and his children were fucking living in. Okay? He sympathized with the Spartans, but did not move to Sparta, did not live in Sparta, did not send his sons to train in Sparta, but he was so sympathetic to a group that was openly fucking hostile to Athens. Now, whatever the fuck you think of democracy, and I understand you have a low opinion of democracy, but if you want to go see the classical world, right, you go to Athens. You don't go to the Peloponnese, which is where Sparta was. Lacedaemon. It's a beautiful country. It's fucking gorgeous. Kalamata olives come from Sparta. The best olives in the fucking world come from where Sparta was. But they have no statues. They have no temples. They have no fucking poetry. They have no nothing. Why? Because their goal was militarism. Where in Athens, they had a shit ton of money. They could do whatever the fuck they wanted. They could make statues. They could make music. They could do this. They could do that. They could build fucking temples that lasted forever. And the Spartans hated that. They hated that. Fucking hated that. How much did they hate that? The Spartans used to hire, whatever fucking money they had, Persian mercenaries to attack the fucking Athenians. Doesn't sound super noble, right? Now, all of a sudden, they're not so fucking noble. Well, listen, they did what they had to do. They tried to win. Eventually, they did win. They eventually did control Athens. They took over Athens. The tyranny of the 30 was a Spartan control of the Athenian state, at least for a little while. But the idea that the Republic is the ideal state based on what? Plato was a very rich guy. He was the Jeff Bezos of his day. A famous wrestler with extraordinarily broad shoulders, supposedly. He was a very good wrestler, and he was a huge fan of fucking Socrates. But they talk about this ideal world where women are allowed in the military. Read it. Read the fucking thing. Women in the fucking military. What are you, fucking crazy? That there are some women who are, their spirit is fucking aggressive, and they're more militaristic, and it should be in the army. The fuck women in the army back in that day? It was so insane in that day. And Plato, because he was rich, I come from a very wealthy family, he promoted these fucking ideas. Plato later opened a school where he came up with a philosophy of what he called the forms. That all human ideas, what was in your head, was a weak, unfocused, cloudy version of the perfect, which was somewhere else. The forms. Everything was a earthly degradation of these forms. That's completely, and a 100% idealized fucking life that had nothing to do with reality. The Republic is largely a bullshit argument based by guys who are living off their reputation. That's Socrates and Plato, against guys who are inferior rhetorically. Inferior rhetorically. The Republic, again, is held up by people who ain't that fucking smart, has all kinds of genius, but examine it from a fucking Greek point of view, it ain't that fucking hot. Not by a fucking long shot. Everybody wants to talk about Plato and Socrates. Nobody wants to talk about Diogenes Laertius. Diogenes, by the way, who lived in a pod. Well, maybe not a pod, but he lived in close to a pod. He lived in some kind of clay fucking house. Although everybody lived in a clay house back then. You have to read about Diogenes. Diogenes lived at the same. Here's how much Diogenes. How much balls did this fucking guy have? Diogenes Laertius lived at the same time as Alexander. When Alexander the Great conquered all of Greece and brought Athens under his fucking rule, he visited Athens. He went to see the famous philosophers, one of whom was Diogenes. And as Alexander the Great, the king of the fucking world, he stood in front of fucking Diogenes. This is how much kind of balls fucking Diogenes had. Diogenes looked at him and said, "You're standing in my sun," meaning you're blocking the sun from me, from me getting my vitamin D. And fucking Alexander went, "Really?" He said, "Were I not king, I would be you." There's way. Listen, there's so much more here. The reason why dudes from England with like 300 million fucking pounds in their family fortune spend their entire lives studying ancient Greece is because there's so much fucking there. There's no fucking way I could explain all of it and all the fucking subtleties, and that even I would be right about all of it. In like one fucking stream. What am I doing? Like 2 hours now. Are you fucking kidding me? This idea of, once again, you're going to bow down. This is the authority. We're all going to do what he says. Wrong fucking thinking. Wrong thinking. You have the wrong thinking. You have the thinking of a simp, of a beta, I don't know what you want to call it. You would really want to stand up and fucking trade. You want to fight on the battlefield of fucking ideas. You have to be like Diogenes Laertius, who says to the most fucking powerful man on the planet Earth at the time, and who would fucking carve his name into history. Diogenes would look up at Alexander. Now, mind you, Diogenes had to be sitting because Alexander was only like 5'4". He wasn't that 5'6". I know he wasn't that tall. And he would say, "You're standing in my sun." Like there's levels of ballsiness you cannot comprehend. When after Alexander crossed the Hellespont and he goes into Asia and he's fucking destroying the Achaemenid Empire and he's fucking just wiping the fuck out of everybody, taking all their fucking shit. At some point, Athens thinks that fucking kid from Macedonia, he ain't even around no more. Fuck it. Let's not pay attention to his rules. And they did something, whatever. I don't remember what they did. But they pissed off Alexander like fucking bad. They pissed him off bad. And he said, "I'm going to fucking crush those fucking Athenians." And what he did was he literally dissolved the Senate. He said, "Everyone quit or I'll kill every fucking one of you." And everyone quit their job. They no longer had a government job. And then he put a Macedonian one of his, northern Greece people, in charge of fucking Athens. But the day he did it on the same day, the exact same day that the Athenians beat the Persians at Marathon. You have to have an olive oil brain soaked in olive oil to understand this. You have to have a Mediterranean mindset. I don't just want to beat you. I don't just want to humiliate you. I want to humiliate you. I want you fucking destroyed on your best fucking day. On the day that you feel most fucking alive. This is the thing. This is why that book, I talked about that book, Fish Cakes and Courtesans, was such a disappointment to me. I did a better stream on the prostitute Freeney, the courtesan Freeney. I did a better fucking stream, like almost off the top of my head. Like I did 20 minutes research on Freeney. Rather than this fucking twat who fucking supposedly had access to all this shit and did not understand food and sex in ancient Athens. He completely fucked it up. You have to have the correct worldview. I don't just want to beat you. I want to beat you at your absolute best. I want you at your strongest. I want you on your best fucking day. And that's when I want to beat you. That's when I want to destroy you. That's when I want to break you. You don't understand that because you are Nolo Contendre, right? You don't want to contest. You don't want to fucking close with somebody and fucking find out who's the best. You don't really. You pretend you do, but you don't. If you're a real fucking competitor, if you're really a Chad, if you're really whatever the fuck you want to call it in the fucking modern terminology, you want to beat the absolute best guys on their absolute best day because that makes you even greater. Do you comprehend that? You don't want to beat old people. You don't want to beat women. You don't want to beat children. You want to beat their best dudes, their best, strongest guys on their best fucking day. Do you understand competition? Or is it Nolo Contendre? No competition. No argument. No fight. How do you view the world? And that's the difference. So as a Bitcoiner, right? I'll bring this back to Bitcoin. All that fucking Sparta, iron bars, fucking Plato, Socrates, Diogenes, decentralized money combined with decentralized governance is the ultimate in human freedom and will be the ultimate in human achievement. It was true when they figured out decentralized governance, and when everyone else figures out decentralized money, it's going to be true again. Astrology bitch, Jamie Dimon, all of these fucking people, none of that fucking matters. We are going to kill you symbolically. We're going to slay you. You will be finished. We will win and you will fucking lose. Low time preference is going to win over high time preference. Tomorrow? No, not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. But this week, when the entire fucking force of the U.S. federal government, all the fucking money it can press down against fucking Bitcoin, when that was released, bing, Bitcoin popped 25%. Closer to what it should be. Closer to what it should be. The end of this year is going to be very, very interesting. By the way, Marin and her friends are not finished. They're not done by a long shot. But my money's on Bitcoin. Really. Like all my money is on Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I'm in debt to Bitcoin. Right? I'm taking my Zog bucks and paying off Bitcoin loans. Now, you could say, yeah, good luck, James. You know what? Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Because I think I understand things better than you. I think I've had to, not because I'm brighter than you, not because I'm better than you. I'm not morally better than you, although I'm probably smarter than most of you. Uh, but I've been forced to do things I didn't really want to do and develop skills that I would not have normally developed. Nothing was fucking handed to me. Nothing was fucking handed to me. So I'm betting on decentralized money. You can bet. You want to keep your Zog bucks? Keep your fucking Zog bucks. Oh, we're going to scare the Jews into doing whatever. You ain't going to fucking, yeah, good luck with that, asshole. Tell it, like, listen, no matter how fucking drunk I am, no matter how fucking drunk I am, you're delusional as fuck. If you think you're going to twist the Jews' minds or scare them into doing the right thing, I don't know what the fuck you think is going to happen. But trust me, bro, it ain't going to happen. Thank you, Judas Waffen, for leaving a like, by the way. Everybody, by the way, smash the like button. Share with your friends. It pisses off the YouTube people. You know what I mean? You want to fight the power. Do that. Do that by smashing the like button so everyone hates it. Do I like Trader Joe olives? They come in little pockets. King Justinian. Well, holy crap. I'm behind in the chat here. Tom Anderson, I can deadlift 500. Listen, I don't know if you can deadlift 500. 500 is quite a bit. Judas Waffen in the chat. Turd flinging monkey, that's a YouTube personality, is anti-Bitcoin. What is your response? Well, my response is Bitcoin is decentralized money, sovereign money. You trade your skills, your abilities for something, right? Go back to Aristotle. Aristotle said that money is justice, meaning it makes things that are unequal equal. So if I have a boat and you have 12 chicken eggs and you want to you want to use my boat to go across the river, what do I want from you? I want a certain number of fucking eggs because I can use eggs. I don't really want your chicken because I don't want to take care of chickens, but you know what? I'll take fucking 3 eggs to take you across the river one way. There has to be what that is, how value is equalized between unequal things, house versus slippers, a wife versus a cow, whatever this is going to be. Like, how do you equalize this? What that equalization is, so that this person is happy and this person is happy. What that equalization is when it's correct is called money. So for millennia, it's been gold and silver because they're rare metals. You can't just find them anywhere. And people want them. And you can hang on to them and you can give them to your kids, you can give them to your grandkids, et cetera, right? You can pass value from your life to your children's life, to your grandchildren's life, and on and on and on. It can be traded for land, et cetera, other valuable things. So, Bitcoin is the newest, hardest form of money. Hard meaning what? What do you mean? Meaning that you can't create any more than 21 million. It only goes one way. You can't take it back. You can't loan it. It's not like, when you send it out, it's no longer yours. When you possess it, it's yours. So that changes your time preference. Do you want that shiny object? Do you want a fur coat? Do you really need a fur coat? Or like what? And what is the value of that relative to what you have? So you've been told that the green pieces of paper, I'm thinking of my pocket here, right? These green pieces of paper that are issued by a corporation called the Federal Reserve Corporation are money. I can get food for this. I can get shoes for this. I can pay my rent with this. I can buy a car with this. I can buy, if I have enough of these, I can buy land with this. Is that true? Well, it is at the moment. But the value of these green pieces of paper keeps going down and down and down and down as central bankers reduce the value by increasing the quantity of these. The more of these there are, the less valuable there are. That's fairly simple to understand. However, Bitcoin has a fixed supply. It's only 21 million, and that's all there's ever going to be. Ever, 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 ever. So, now what? If you have a tenth of a Bitcoin, a quarter of a Bitcoin, a third of a Bitcoin, whatever amount you have to think, all right, I have it right now, it's worth, like I said, the start of the show was 38,400. Oh, I'm sorry, 37,400. I don't know what the fuck it was for one Bitcoin. A year from now, what's it going to be? And how much do I want to give up for you to you in order to get what? Right? Like people will come at you. Well, listen to me. You can't buy a slice of pizza with Bitcoin. See this slice of pizza? You can't buy that with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is worthless. Yeah, no. That's not how it works. Okay, how much is that slice of pizza worth? How much is that hamburger worth? How much is that whatever the fuck worth? Versus what Bitcoin's going to be worth next week, next month, next year. And you, over a long time horizon, Bitcoin came from zero. It was worth nothing. They used to give it away for free on the internet. And now it's worth $37,000. In 10 years or 11 years, that's an enormous jump. Where will it be 10 years from now? And do you really want to trade a slice of pizza for Bitcoin or a hamburger or a car or what? So it forces you to think differently. Like, wait a minute. It's not about pushing these green pieces of paper around as fast as we can and hoping that I get the better of you and you don't notice, or you can't stop me from doing that with the courts or whatever. So, okay, what do I do? Like, it slows you down. Is this worth it? Is that worth it? Will I do this? Will I do that? That fucking breaks so many fucking things. Is it worth paying for cable TV? Really? To watch muscular Negroes give you the finger, give the flag that you think a lot of, give it to the finger, and then chase a ball around a field? That's worth paying for? Yeah, no, I don't think so. And on and on. You start making different choices. Very, very, very different choices. And women make choices and they go like, hey, what kind of guy am I going to have sex with? Is it going to be a guy who thinks about busting a nut and just falling asleep? Or is it a guy who thinks maybe a little further ahead? And who do I want to join my life with? And it becomes a different thing. It becomes a very, 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 who do I want to have kids with? What is your behavior? How have I seen that over time? Is it consistent? Is that what I want to be part of? Is that how I want to spend my life? That's a different fucking worldview from I'm going to marry a rich dude, bang him for 6 months, not bang him for 6 months, then divorce him, then take half his fucking money, then pop Xanax like they're fucking chiclets, like I'm eating fucking M&Ms, and drink wine and adopt stray cats. Like, You understand the difference, right? Like it because the pushing to run the green piece of paper thing encourages you to take Xanax, divorce your husband, and live with 52 stray cats. The Bitcoin thing makes you think slower, longer. Who can I trust? Who has behaved consistently in a manner that I admire? And etc. Like, is it going to happen tomorrow? No, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen tomorrow. But recently, the Atlantic and these other popular publications, they say, well, should I divorce my husband, or is he hiding Bitcoin that I don't know about? Is there some hidden value to my husband that I don't know about? Why? Because you're a psychopath, a dopey broad who fucked up your whole life. So if you don't divorce your husband, it means your children live in a cohesive family. They're less vulnerable to predators. They're more likely to engage in the behaviors that you admire. Right? See how this works? To see how this works? Tom Anderson swears they pull 500 pounds off the ground. I'm not 100. He says 1,200 in a 1,200 fucking pounds in a meat. That's a lot. The thing about lifting, about exercise in general, I don't care if it's lifting, whether it's running, whether it's swimming or whatever, there are principles about training the human body, right? You have to exercise to the point of you have to exert yourself, right? But not injure yourself. One of the things I used to fucking see when I used to go to commercial gyms, there were dudes like older than me, like in their 60s. And they would hurt themselves. They'd come in with like fucking, there's like a thing around their knee that they put, like a knee brace, a giant fucking metal apparatus with a hinge in the center. This guy's walking in. They're looking like half a robot. Oh, man. Fuck. I hurt myself. Oh, shit. I hurt myself in the gym. What are you, stupid? The purpose of going to the gym is to become more athletic, to become stronger, faster, more flexible, more like the purpose of going to the gym is not to injure yourself, it's to improve yourself. Isn't it? So if you pick a program that hurts you, it's the wrong fucking program. Right? If you pick a program, you may or may not be happy with how fast you're progressing. That has to do with your fucking emotional state. But if you go to the gym with a program, I'm going to do X today, X tomorrow, I'll rest, I'll do this, blah, 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 blah. And then in a month, I'm going to change to this. And then in 2 months, I'm going to change to that. And you have a program and the program works, you're getting stronger. But if you're like, fuck, oh, man, I can't, you know what? Oh, see that? Oh, fuck. See this right here? Oh, right here. Oh, fucking, I hurt myself in the gym. What are you doing, idiot? Idiot. I was going for it, man. Going for what? The purpose of exercise is to make your body more athletic, stronger, faster, quicker, better able to recover, more fucking, have more endurance. It's not to injure yourself and go, oh, this is my excuse. See this right here? This is my excuse why I don't do anything. Fuck you. But guys do that. Like, I gotta follow X program. That program might not be right for you. That program might not be right for anyone who's not on steroids. So the principle of regular exercise, progressive overload, whatever that means, whatever your body weight, size, your frame, your bones. There's 100 fucking factors, right? You're doing it to win a contest. You're doing it to look good in the mirror. You're doing it because, like at my age, just to fucking stay mobile, like in every joint and every fucking full range of motion. It's different for different people. But you can do it smarter, you can do it stupid. Most people, to be honest, from what I've seen in commercial gyms, do it stupid. They do it fucking stupid. Oh man, the fucking chat. Now the chat's going crazy. How's it 3 people in the chat? 3 people in the chat is going crazy. All right, listen, I'm gonna fingers crossed. BRB. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes. Okay, give me a break. I will be BRB. Fuck, this takes forever. I gotta record a longer version of that. Okay. Tom Anderson in the chat. I've been lifting and dieting correctly for many years to get to this point. The spirit of Tobias Gooch having like, dude, you're like a 2013. Drew Swaff and Tom Anderson, you drink beer and smoke cigs at the same time. Wow, battle in the chat. Tom Anderson, I drink beer 3 times a year at holiday parties. Judas Waffen, trolling TA, who swears he pulled 1,200 in a powerlifting meet, which is not impossible. 1,200 is, I don't think it's records. Judas Waffen. Pump it up. Just go into Bitcoin, go on YouTube and type Bitcoin Pump It Up. There are various different versions of the Pump It Up video. That one is from like a 10-hour remix. That's the same like 2-minute video, which I recorded 90 seconds. It's the same 2-minute video looped for 10 hours with a bunch of different things in it. It's I used to not like that because it was stupid, but the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. It's like maybe like a millennial thing or maybe a Zoomer thing. That's it. It's just the same repeat. Um, the thing about listen, Tom Anderson, if you really competed in powerlifting, if you stood up to compete in any fucking thing, you know what I mean? To say, you know what, I'm going to put myself out there, and I want to test myself against other fucking people. I want to see what the best I can do is against total strangers. That's the fucking enormously courageous. It really is. That's an act of courage. Whether it's fucking recorded or not recorded, I'm not kidding you. You have to go up and you have to say, I want to see how good I am against other fucking people. You know, without a guaranteed win, without a Nolo Contendre, without a fucking guaranteed fucking win, you know, like the federal government does, the Nolo Contendre. Legal concept is one that the federal government offers to people that they put 75 fucking charges against, and you're like, how am I going to fight all that? And they go, all right, just do a Nolo Contender to this one, and we'll let it all go. It's like a wildly unfair advantage. So that you're willing to stand up and fucking and compete against others. Good for you. Good for you. Listen, speaking of powerlifting, sadly, Eddie Hall has torn his bicep off his shoulder, off the bone. So the Eddie Hall Thor Bjornsson boxing match is pushed around the calendar to March of next year because Eddie popped his bicep off his arm. Oops. So, you know, that's, well, kind of a little bit damper on White Boy Summer, but whatever. We still got Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. What do I got? I wrote notes here. I wrote like notes I haven't looked at in fucking 40 hours. Oh, shit. All right. Part of the dark stuff that's coming, and it's coming, is people who don't understand even what they're doing in life. As a friend of mine, a guy convinced to buy Bitcoin, a Spanish guy, I'm trying to tell him, like, listen, things are going to get bad, inflation, blah, 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 blah. You don't want to hear it. He's sitting in this truck. He pulls up a piece of paper. He goes, look, last week I paid $100 for gasoline. And this week I paid $65 for gasoline. So it's not that bad. And I looked at him and I was like, how many days did you work last week? He's like, oh, I worked, 6 days. I was like, how many days did you work this week? He goes, only 4 days. I was like, can you not do the fucking math? Like, can't you do the math? And he can't. He looks at the receipt. One day is $100. That's a bad week. And other days are $65. So everything's better. He has no fucking understanding of what inflation is or how many miles he drives. Like he doesn't, like I I've done this for years. I drive X number of miles. I stop at the gas station. I pump in X number of, until the tank's full. And I divide the number of gallons by the number of miles, and I figure what kind of mileage I'm getting, right? So I know what it costs to run my car. Been doing this not taxi times when it didn't matter that much. And these guys don't understand how to do that. It's like X number of miles, drive this number of miles, add this number of gallons of gasoline, divide the two, and you figure it out, right? So this is how you understand what it costs you to do business, at least in my business, like what I do, right? So, well, yeah, James, there's other businesses, other industries that work differently. I understand. I truly do. My point is that the people who are going to go crazy and burn down the Walmart are the people like the guy I'm talking about, right? They don't do math good. They don't understand that, yeah, the reason why they spent $120 on gasoline last week is because they drove 1,000 miles. And the reason why they spent $65 on gasoline this week is because they drove 575 miles. It doesn't mean the economy is getting better or worse. It means you drove you spent the same amount. You just drove less miles. They can't fucking figure this out. They can't compute this. And this is a wide swath of the public. Can't do basic math. Can't understand how math cuts through the bullshit. And so they're gonna react in really bad ways when shit goes hyperbolic. You know, when Bitcoin goes from what are we at, 37,000 now, 370,000, 730,000, whatever the fuck it is. Where's gasoline going to be? Where's hamburger going to be? Where's, like, you know, they're not going to understand that. And they're going to react badly, which means they're going to, like, want to hurt, smash things, you know, easy things, and then easy victims, and then loot the supermarket, and then whatever. You know, this doesn't end well. And the psychos who run the fucking system keep the PCR test up to fucking 100, where anytime you stick stick any fucking swab under anybody's nose, and you're gonna get something. And they're gonna scream and do something. And Mario Cuomo says, yeah, take the people from the projects, grab some fucking Crip or Blood's fucking mama, literally their mother, pull her out of the house and fucking make her take the vax. You think that's going to happen? In the Bronx, in East New York, in fucking Baltimore, in fucking North Philly, you really think that's going to happen? In Wilmington, you think that's going to fucking happen? In Newark, you think that's going to fucking happen? You're going to go door to door, you're going to pull people out of the fucking house, put them in the car and take them to fucking stick a shot in their arm? Let me tell you, motherfucker, somebody's going to shoot you in the head. The lunatics who are in charge of the money printer, who are in charge of the politicians, who are in charge of the police and everything else, are going to fuck shit up so fucking bad that 2028 and 2029, you're going to be hanging on for dear life. You're going to be hanging on for fucking dear life. Not kidding. And what's important is you clearly understand what's happening and why it's happening. That's why I do these dumb fucking shows. I don't give a fuck. You like democracy, you don't like democracy. I don't give a fuck. No, who gives a shit? It rules the earth. There's a reason why. You're too stupid to figure that out, but whatever. You know, if you're Tom Anderson, we can make you lift heavy shit. I'm trying to clear your mind in as much as I can do that. And so you don't make dumb decisions. You may make the dumb decisions anyway. But, you know, today's my day off. I'm chilling. And I'm in a publicly minded fucking frame of mind. I'd prefer not to see people hurt as much as I can. As much as I can avoid that or help people avoid that, but whatever. You do what you do. Look at this, 2 minutes, 25, 2 hours, 2 minutes, 2 hours and 25 minutes. Let's wind this up. Eddie Hall was a competitive swimmer growing up, and this is before he discovered swimming. That is true. He almost made the Olympic team in England. Eddie Hall, quite the athlete. Most of these guys are quite an athletic base before they chose strongman. I'm a huge fan of strongman primarily because one, it tests people in a lot of different ways, and two, um, the personalities are so much more entertaining, so much more engaging than the roided up fucking power lifters, like fucking I can't remember the names, whatever. Like these dudes on roids, you know what I mean? Like you're not interesting. You're not. You're not interesting. Like that, you're not fun. You don't do anything outside your comfort zone. Whereas Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw, Robert Oberst, Alexei Novikov, all these fucking guys, the Stoltman brothers, whatever, they'll do all kinds of shit. These guys are game, you know what I mean, for whatever it is. And I admire that. You know what I mean? I admire that more than some roided up faggot who's going, look how much bigger this is. Do you see this? You see this to this relation? Like, who gives a fuck? You're faggoty ass fucking tribal tattoos. The fuck? Who cares? You know what I mean? You fucking gay ass roided up faggot. You know? Nobody cares. Like nobody cares. Like the cost. Whereas the strongman guys, they're like, let me try and pull this truck. Let me try and lift an airplane. Let me fucking do what they will do. Outrageous, stupid shit. It's dumb. Sometimes it's not that entertaining, but they're guys with fucking balls enough to fucking do it. You know what I mean? And most of them, you look at them like Eddie Cole's married, Brian Shaw's married, Oberst is not. But a lot of these guys have like normal, healthy lives. You know what I mean? They have wives and children and fucking whatever. Like they're living better fucking lives than these roided up psychopaths who are tattooed to the fucking from their neck to their fucking knees. You know, you got to consider that. You got to consider that. So, did I explain the entire republic? No, I'm not. I'm not the guy who could fucking. That's an 8-part book. It's a very long book. I read it years when I'm in my 20s. It was a long time ago. You have to overcome your ability to fucking worship an individual. That's going to happen. Sooner or later, you're going to find out they all have feet of clay. I suggest you start this process now, not wait until it's not hanging on till the very end. But whatever, you know, do what you're going to do. Anyway, look, where are we at? We're at two fucking hours and 29. I think I intended this to be like less than a fucking 1 hour show. Jesus fucking Christ. 12:30 here on the East Coast. Where's Bitcoin? Where is the corn right now? Oh, it's crashed. We've crashed to $36,911. So the pump of the last week was the U.S. government getting off Bitcoin for the moment. It will be back. I would bet, and I am betting everything on fucking Bitcoin. I'm betting everything on decentralized money because I think it has the same power as decentralized governance. And you can tell me I'm a jerk or whatever, or however I'm wrong, or you can come up with whatever the fuck you want to come. Leave your comments below if you're profoundly thoughtful people. And other than that, I'm going to bail on you dudes because I got to work tomorrow, bro. It's going to be like fucking 90 plus degrees. and you're not going to be with me. So, thanks everybody showing up. Jonathan Pohl, congratulations for getting a job in Kyrgyzstan, in whatever little town that was. It's not a little town, it's a city. 50,000 person city. I looked at it on the internet. Congrats on getting a job. That's what counts. Wife and children, that's what counts more than anything else. Um, this is how civilization is built. So, everybody, thanks for showing up. Thanks for commenting and fucking talking shit in the fucking chat and busting my balls. I appreciate it. Anybody who's new who showed up, thanks for showing up. If you like the stream, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Either way, it's not going to change the fact that I'll be streaming next week. Anyway, good night, guys. I will see you again next week.